Hi there everyone, your Pal here with another vlog. So I have another Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile video. It's been a little bit since I've done one, and in the meantime since then, I've made the deck that I am about to make a video on, and then I've made another deck past that, and I'm actually about to edit another deck, so I have some deck profile videos coming up. But yeah, this deck, I actually just recently edited it because one of the cards, since I originally constructed it, that I added in is now like super cheap, and I wanted to add it into the deck. And yeah, this deck is also definitely leaning more on the casual side of things. There's no extra deck, which is different than how I typically do things. But yeah, let's talk about it. So this deck here is my Volcanic deck. I really like the Volcanic archetype. Back when I used to run like a Flamvell Volcanic hybrid, that was really fun, but I wanted to construct a deck that was just purely the archetype and some generic fire support. So yeah, Volcanic Emperor is one of like the newer support cards for it. It's very easy to summon in this deck. All you need to do to special summon it is banish 3 Pyro monsters or a Blaze Accelerator card from the field and or graveyard, and then once it's a special summon that way, I can only special summon one once per turn, but I can inflict 500 damage to the opponent for each banished Pyro monster. Then I can set a Volcanic spell or trap, just trap actually, from the deck. And each time the opponent special summons a monster, they take 500 damage, so damage racks up really fast with this deck, and Volcanic Emperor is a way to limit the opponent from special summoning, because then they'll continue to take damage on top of damage that they've probably already taken. Volcanic Doomfire is another big monster here. You can only summon it by sending a Tri-Blaze Accelerator that I control to the graveyard. Then, during the opponent's battle phase, all of the opponent's monsters have to attack Volcanic Doomfire. And if this card destroys monster from a balance into the graveyard, destroy as many monsters the opponent controls as possible. And if I do, I get to inflict 500 damage for each monster destroyed. Very nice. Volcanic Rocket. Whenever it's summoned, I can add a Blaze Accelerator card from the deck or graveyard to the hand, so a really nice way to recycle it, or recycle the Blaze Accelerator cards. Plus, that effect is not once per turn. Volcanic Trooper is another one of the newer support monsters for Volcanic. If it's normal special summon, I can add a Volcanic card from the deck to the hand, except Volcanic Trooper, I can discard a card, special summon 1 bomb token, and when that bomb token is destroyed, it gets special summoned to the opponent's side of the field. The opponent, or the controller, takes 500, so the opponent would take 500. And I can only use each effect of Trooper once per turn. Volcanic Counter is just nice as like a little way to deal even more damage to the opponent. When it's in the graveyard and I take battle damage, I can banish this Volcanic Counter. And if there's a fire monster other than Volcanic Counter in the graveyard, then the opponent will take damage equal to the amount of battle damage that I took. So yeah, really nice way to just inflict more damage. It's a really fun thing to use unexpectedly on some people that aren't expecting it. Volcanic Scattershot is really nice. If this card is sent to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to the opponent, and if it's sent to the graveyard by the effect of a Blaze Accelerator card, I can send 2 Volcanic Scattershots from the hand and or deck to the graveyard to destroy all monsters the opponent controls. And because those Scattershots are being sent to the graveyard as well, they're taking an additional 500 per Scattershot, so that's 1500 in total. So that can also rack up pretty well, especially like with Trooper, because with Trooper, they get the bomb token, that gets destroyed, and then these 3 are getting sent to the graveyard, so that's 2000 damage in total from that. Really fun. Volcanic Rimfire. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, there's 2 effects I could activate. One is where I banish Rimfire from the graveyard, and if I do, I can send a Volcanic monster from the deck to the graveyard, except Rimfire, which is really nice because I could summon Emperor that way, because it can summon itself from the graveyard with its effect. Really nice. And then, the other effect, banish a Blaze Accelerator card that is face up or in the graveyard, and if I do, I can place a Blaze Accelerator continuous spell or trap from the hand or deck to the field. Really nice. Volcanic Shell, really nice way to just thin out the deck. Once per turn, I can pay 500 life points, add a Volcanic Shell from the deck to the hand, and this card must be in the graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect. So yeah, really easy way to add more ammo to your hand as well as thinning out your deck. Pretty easy. Blaze Accelerator is the basic Blaze Accelerator card of the deck. I can target a monster the opponent controls, then I send a Pyro monster with 500 or less attack from the hand to the graveyard, and then destroy that target monster. And I can't attack that turn, which, oh well. If I'm going first, that doesn't really matter. Bonfire is the card that I've recently added because it is now dirt cheap. Before, when I built this deck, it did not originally have it, but now that it is not super expensive, it's really handy. I can add a level 4 or lower Pyro monster from the deck to the hand, which is what, like, most of these monsters are, except for the big boys. Fire Ejection is really nice. I can send a Pyro monster from the deck to the graveyard. Then, if I sent a Volcanic monster, I can apply the effect of either inflicted damage equal to the monster's level times 100, or I can special summon a bomb token, and I can only use each effect once per turn. And the bomb token has like the same effect as Trooper's bomb token effect. Fire Recovery is really nice. I can target a fire monster in the graveyard, send a card from the hand to the graveyard, and if I do, special summon the targeted monster. I can banish Fire Recovery from the graveyard, then target 3 of my fire monsters that are banished and or in the graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw a card. So a nice way to recycle some monsters, as well as just adding more stuff to my hand. Foolish Burial is nice, because then I can add, or Foolish Burial Goods. I send a spell trap in the deck to the graveyard, so I could send like one of the Blaze Accelerator cards. That way I could get Volcanic Emperor out. Really nice. Try Blaze Accelerator. I have to send Blaze Accelerator to the graveyard to activate this card. And then during the main phase, I can target a monster the opponent controls. I send a Pyro monster from my hand to the graveyard, and then destroy that target. And if I do, inflict 500 damage to the opponent. So, more damage. Then Volcanic Blaze Accelerator is also really nice. Activate this card by sending one Blaze Accelerator from the hand, deck, or face-up field to the graveyard. So, really handy for that. I can only control one Volcanic Blaze Accelerator once per turn. During the main phase, I can special summon a Volcanic monster from the hand. And then once per turn, I can target a face-up monster the opponent controls, send a level 1 Pyro monster from the deck to the graveyard, and then destroy that monster. So, use Volcanic Blaze Accelerator, or search it out with Trooper. Use this to bring out Rimfire, then I could use Rimfire's effects, and then just go from there. So, combo potential is nice. Onwards to the traps. Blaze Accelerator Reload is a fun one. This card's name becomes Try Blaze Accelerator, so more ways to get out Doomfire. And then, during the main phase, I can send a Volcanic card from the hand to the graveyard, and if I do, I can draw a card. I can only use this effect of Blaze Accelerator Reload once per turn. Then during the main phase, I can banish this card from the graveyard, send a Volcanic card from the deck to the graveyard. Really nice. And I could also use Foolish Burial Goods to send this to the graveyard from the deck. So, yeah, infinite impermanence. Just nice being able to use it against the opponent, target a face-up monster the opponent controls, negate its effects till the end of this turn. Then if this card was set before activation, and it's on the field at resolution for the rest of the, I can read. For the rest of this turn, all other spell traps in that column are negated. If you control no cards, I can activate this card from the hand. Nice little, card to use. It's a trap that I recommend using in pretty much most decks. Volcanic Emission is interesting. I can activate one of these effects. They can only use connected Volcanic Emission once per turn. I can take a Volcanic monster from the deck and either add it to the hand or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Then the other effect is I can target a Pyro monster on the field, inflict damage to the opponent equal to that monster's original attack, or if the monster is one that I control, that damage is halved. So, with Emperor, they'd be taking 1550. Pretty nice. Volcanic Inferno. When the opponent activates a monster effect on the field, I can banish a Pyro monster from the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to the opponent. So, more damage, of course. Then if you banish a Volcanic monster to activate the effect, you can negate that effect. Then, during the opponent's end phase, I can target up to 2 of my Volcanic monsters that are banished
and or in the graveyard, and then place them at the bottom of my deck in any order. So, very nice. It's very fun to use, especially against decks that tend to special summon a lot, because they'd be taking a bunch of damage with Emperor, and like with how easy it is to rack up damage, I could potentially like deal up to 4,000 damage or more in a turn. So very fun deck to use. Okay, so the deck is pretty much shuffled, just doing a little bit more here. Let's do a test hand. Okay, I got Trooper in. That's really all I was looking for. So the way I do these test hand videos really hurts my back because of the way I'm positioned. But let's see, Trooper is going to be very important. So summon that. I can add a Volcanic card. So I'm going to add in Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. Oh, I already have Volcanic Blaze. You know what? Fine. Since I already have Volcanic Blaze Accelerator in hand, I'm going to add something different. You know what? Just in case, I will add Volcanic Shell. So I have the hand ammo here. Okay, so there's that. I will use the effect of Volcanic Trooper now, the other effect, so I can discard a card, special summon a bomb token. So, discard Volcanic Shell. There is a bomb token out on the opponent's field now. Gonna use the effect of Volcanic Shell. So now it's in the graveyard, I'm gonna pay the 500 to add another one for that extra hand ammo. Ammo, as they say. So next up, I'm going to play Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. So I'm going to have to send, let's see here. I guess I'll send Tri-Blaze Accelerator to the graveyard from the deck so I can activate this. And then I'm going to use the second effect of Volcanic Blaze Accelerator, target a monster the opponent controls. Then I send a level 1 Pyro monster. So I am going to send Rimfire. And then destroy that bomb token. Oops. Shuffling is difficult sometimes. Yeah. So the bomb token is destroyed. The opponent takes 500, so they are at 7,500. And Rimfire, now that this is in the graveyard, I am going to use its second effect. So, graveyard, banish, and that means I can place a Blaze Accelerator card from the field. So, Tri-Blaze Accelerator will be banished. Now this means I can place a different Blaze Accelerator card face up from the deck. So, from there, Blaze Accelerator reload. And it becomes Tri-Blaze Accelerator just in case I want to summon the Doomfire that is currently in my hand. So, from there, I can send a Volcanic monster from the hand or deck to the graveyard. And I can draw a card. So, I'm going to send Volcanic Scattershot. So, Scattershot goes. Opponent takes 500 from that. Then the effect of Scattershot. So the other two go away. So, goodbye you. And that puts the opponent down to 6,000 because they took 60, or they took 1,500 from the 3 Scattershots. Then I can draw a card. Oh, perfect. I drew Volcanic Emperor. Let's see. I will actually use this get rid of that to summon Volcanic Doomfire. So now Doomfire's effect. I can special summon it by banishing three Pyro monsters or a Blaze Accelerator card. So I will do just that. Don't really need the Scattershots anymore. So there they go. The opponent takes 500 for each of those Pyro monsters. Gonna actually use the effective Blaze Accelerator reload, banish that, so I can put another Volcanic card in the graveyard. Actually, before I do that, Emperor's effect. So I have to set a Volcanic trap directly from the deck. So I am going to set Volcanic Emission. And then Blaze Accelerator. The card gets banished. Volcanic card will go into the graveyard. Let's do Rimfire. That way I can use the other Rimfire. Actually, I'm actually gonna send the other Emperor. That way I have another one to summon in the next turn, and then the opponent could take more damage that way. I could also put Counter in the graveyard. Oops. But yeah, that's going to be the end of that turn. So now, since the opponent is at 4,500, during the next turn, whenever they special summon, they're taking an additional 500 for every special summon they do. I have Volcanic Emission set, so I can activate that, and then have them take 1550 from Emperor's original attack being cut in half as effect damage. So yeah, they could take quite a bit of damage in one turn, and then just continue to take even more damage. And then I have Doomfire here as well to just do more of that. So it's a fun deck to do casually. I really like Volcanics. It's a shame that there isn't any more support, but I do like that the focus on this is just inflicting as much effect damage to the opponent as possible, and then just, yeah, just possibly, I think, maybe depending on if I were to make some changes, add some other fire support, maybe I could do more damage, potentially get an OTK just from effect damage alone, but I'm satisfied with how the deck does, because once I have Trooper out, I can consistently just get out Emperor, and that's pretty nice. But yeah, that's the Volcanic deck. Again, I have other Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile videos I have just waiting to be made, so those will be coming out eventually. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and see you next time for another vlog, where I don't think it will be another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile video, but again, those are coming in the future. Later.